Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. The Brothers War pre-release carries on. This is a 24-hour event in which wizards or magic will give out VIP accounts to all of the different content creators in the space. These accounts are loaded with gems, they're loaded with gold, so we can showcase the newest cards in the set to the community. This is great for myself as an experience, of course, but also for the viewers to determine if these cards are right for them, because, you know, wild cards are hard to come by, so we want to be spending those appropriately. So we'll demonstrate a whole bunch of different decks for you, and, you know, you can kind of find which one is right for you, and maybe even just looking at specific cards. In today's video, we have a banger. It's Azorius Artifacts. Oh my gosh, this is like an unusual aggro deck, I suppose. I wouldn't quite call it an affinity deck, I don't think by any means, but, you know, we're close. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies held within, demonstrate this within our gameplay footage, wrapping up with our final thoughts, deck review, and of course, any channel news. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to help support myself as a creator, continue this content experience that we've been on. And yeah, let's take a look at the deck, doogies. Oakley dokley. Azorius Artifacts, here it is. And, you know, we're building around Urza, Prince of Krug. For 4 mana, it's a 2/3. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. That's, it's ridiculous, right? So that was enough to signify to me that this is a very good card, and I wanted to build around and showcase it to you. We can also pay 6 to create a token that's a copy of a target artifact you control, except it's a 1/1 soldier in addition to its other types. This is pretty cool, because that 1/1 soldier is actually going to be a 3/3 soldier because of that ability. And, you know, you can copy non-creature artifacts and make them creatures, which is really cool. And, you know, there's a lot of different ways to play with this card. In today's build, we're going super aggro. We're filling the field with artifacts and just trying to deal a bunch of damage quite quickly. We have Sten, Paranoid Partisan, 2 mana, a 2/2, and as it enters the battlefield, we get to choose a card type other than a creature or land, and spells you cast of the chosen type will cost 1 less to cast. We are naming artifacts, baby. Pay 3, exile Sten, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So this is nice because you can switch modes as it re-enters if you want, because we got some planeswalkers, we have some instants and sorceries, and this is nice to do later on in the game. So early game, we want those artifacts reduced, but, you know, once we're on turn 5, turn 6, we have all this mana, we don't need to be reducing our top deck that only costs 1 anyways, right? So we bounce it to the planeswalkers, maybe to the instants and sorceries, right? Beautiful, all while avoiding their removal. This is very cool because, you know, now we can play multiple artifacts per turn through the cost reduction, and that's going to be really nice, as eventually they're all going to get that +2/+2, right? So that's kind of the main get of the deck. A couple other new cards here to showcase as well will be the Steel Seraph for 6. It's a 5/4 with flying, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until the end of turn. Of course, it will have prototype as well, meaning you can cast it for 3 instead of 6, but it's going to come in as a 3/3 instead of a 5/4, which is actually, you know, our preferred mode of play, if I'm being honest. I don't care. But it's nice late game to get that little extra buff, I guess. But it's just getting that ability in the battlefield as soon as possible, right? And of course, it's a non-legendary, so it stacks. Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter for 3. It's a 1/2 with flash and flying, and you may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell was greater than the Liberator's power, put a +1/+1 counter on the Liberator as a 1/2, right? So this card is, you know, absolutely ridiculous. You know, the only downside here is it's legendary, but what a freaking powerful card. Now, all of our artifacts, whether they're colorless or not, have flash, and of course, the colorless artifacts will have flash as well, right? So if it is a colorless spell, which I don't even know if there are there colorless spells? They're all, every colorless spell is artifact, is it not? Chat, let me know in the comments. I need to know what these colorless spells are. I guess it could be a creature. Maybe just like a colorless creature that's not an artifact, maybe? I really don't know. You guys have... I don't want to spend too much time on it. Anywho, the Surge Engine for 2 mana as a 3/2 with Defender. You can pay 1. It's going to lose that Defender. Pay 3. It's going to become a 5/4 if you've already paid 1 and lost Defender. And finally, pay 6, draw 3 cards, and of course, activate it if... it's... what? Activate only if Surge Engine is blue. Oh, so that second ability will have it become blue. And then, so you do have to pay, like you typically would, each of these abilities in sequential order, which is quite a lot of mana, you know, as you are at 4 and then 10 total to draw 3 cards. But that's fine. You know, it's definitely not that bad. It's the unblockable that we really go for here, though. I'm still totally thrown off about the colorless thing here. Machine over Matter for 2 mana. Instant speed. The spell costs 1 less to cast if you control an artifact creature. Return non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So this is kind of nice to protect your goodies. You can also, you know, offset your opponent's tempo, which is quite good for the deck. And, you know, that's kind of what's new with the build. You know, a lot of what's here already existed. The Hot Shot mechanic for 1, 2/1. It can crew vehicles. That doesn't matter. We don't use any vehicles. The Iron Apprentice, it's a 1/1. When it dies, that counter goes to another creature, and we can actually put counters on it with the Wandering Emperor if we want to really get a lot of value out of that. More on the Emperor later. Michiko's Reign of Truth, +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment you control. This is ridiculous. This is such a good card. And of course, that triggers twice, and then you exile, transform into the portrait. Its power and toughness are equal, again, to the number of artifacts and enchantments that we control. The automation for 2 as a 1/1 with Ward 2, and whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a +1/+1 counter on the Patchwork, which is quite nice. The Emperor for 4 loyalty, 4 mana, 3 starting loyalty, pardon me, with Flash, and whenever you cast it, can utilize those loyalty abilities at instant speed for that turn, which is quite nice. +1/+1 counter on target creature against first strike. -1, create a 2/2 Sammy with Vigi. And -2 exile tapped, gain 2 life, right? So this is quite nice value-wise. And we do have Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh for 4 mana as well, 4 starting loyalty. The first activated ability of an artifact you activate costs 2 less to activate. And this is actually becoming more prevalent within the set as we build out, you know, kind of different variations of the build. +1, draw 2 cards, then discard an artifact. If not, discard 2 cards. -2. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature if it isn't a vehicle and it has base power and toughness of 4/4. -6, you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card. So that's really quite nice for us as well. We have the lands, you know, just making use of the wastes and the beach. Really consistent here for us. A slight overlook here as we are in the early access event. We're doing okay, and I'll fix that there for you, right? So that's easy enough. And we do really well in today's matches. Just think how much better we'd do if we had their correct lands, right? My bad. Like I said, it's pretty early. We got up at 4 a.m. to film this deck because the event only lasts so long, and we want to get as much content created as possible. You're going to enjoy today's gameplay footage. This deck is really a lot of fun. The Surge Engine is incredible. The unblockable with something like, oh, I don't know, Michiko's ++ ability. Yes! And, you know, pushing it up with the Prince, giving everything flash, and then, you know, life gain at will, flying, which is really good on the automation as well as it grows, you know, into that 5/5, 6/6, 7/7, right? Especially once Crew gets played on top of it. So, you know, it's just a really fun aggro deck. I have a lot of other ideas for the deck that we're going to talk about in today's wrap up, right? So first, the gameplay footage. We can see how the deck is working, kind of like as that prototype version, and then, you know, go from there. But so far, it's looking very promising. Urza, I think you're getting my wild cards, boy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Help support if you can. Become a YouTube member. Gain access to the exclusive content that we do have to offer. It's an ad-free experience as well, which is quite fun. And just enjoy today's gameplay, yeah? Going first, we love the hand. 3 land and a really nice curve here. Let's get our Hootie out. Artifact. What a nice top deck. Hit for 2. Don't you? Oh, just a buster. Okay. What could go wrong, they say. Make sure the auto tapper doesn't bone us. Pretty decent hit. We have protection slash, you know, offensive open up attack lane. I'll allow it. It's quite a bit of damage. This would only block the mechanic. Right? It's 2 damage either way. Better off to keep the creature. Down to 5. And then we should be able to double dump into the Surge Engine. That forces them to deal with it. And then if they do deal with it, then we've got the rest of the field to take care of their remaining health total. Going first, I mean, it's a great start, but there's almost too many lands I'm finding. They're slow enough. This is a big start for us. Pushing both automations up. Hitting for 3 to 17. Kodama's really good. Surge Engine out. Chico. Push up the Apprentice. All in. 13 damage. Holy Toledo's, right? Down to 10. Shoulder's good. Only we had this, is if this was blue, we'd be golden. But I think we just go like this, do we not? Oh my god. Becky, look at her butt. Woo! A 10-9 unblockable? Woof. Going first with a pretty nice hand. Could be a little bit better. Some artifacts to play on the cheap. On the lozo. But this is okay. You know, still turn 1, turn 2. And that's going to give us a couple turns of drawing. And, you know, that's great. They're tapped out. We can smash in. We should almost pick Planeswalker, you know what I mean? In turn 3, Emperor. Almost, hey? We can Flicker, Sten. there's any attempted removal. They for sure have counter magic. Either way, I don't think it matters much. And then they just burnt through their removal. If they want to take it again here, they can. And we have another copy. So annoying. Let's hit for 4 down to 8. We're close. We're really close. They should kill the Surge Engine. That's good too, though. The Surge Engine closes this game out quite quickly, is why I say that. They do have enough mana to activate this, I'm assuming. Let's see how we make out. Here comes the meld. We have options. Worst case scenario, we hit for 2.
Challenge is just an opportunity to experiment.
They're reducing the casting cost of artifacts and sorceries, but they don't have any colorless mana. And then here's some quote-unquote blockers. Let's take our turn, absolutely.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
I believe this is just lethal.
I have got new
Oh, absolutely.
moves to teach you. We've got the edge in this fight.
Unblockable, and then we give something else flying. Our Sten. Beautiful. That Surge Engine is just, like, it's delicious. It's so good! Alright, we're gonna have to mulligan. We need better land. This seems to be it. Wow. Forcing those tough decisions. I wouldn't mind building to Tezzeret if we can pull that second island here, right? No attacks, we're chilling. This should be an island. Alright. Some mill going on here, I guess. So we're 2 to 17. No protection, kind of sad. We'll make the choice for them. It's a Surge Engine. It's always going to be the Surge Engine. Here's a second. Mechanic gets flying. This gets lifelink. They're killing that to kill our hotshot. Removing their own creature. That's interesting. Definitely a strategy. We go into unblockable mode. And hit for 6. Grasp on the engine. Very good. Down to 9. That's a card. That is definitely a card. You like life gain? You like life gain? We like life gain? We all like life gain. Those are some big attacks. Wow. Our opponent goes first. It's a little expensive. I kind of like it. Just looking for a 2-drop and a land. Hello, good game. Attack for 1. Most likely just walking into a counterspell here. Interesting. Boreal Lockout. Urza, Power Stone Prodigy. Interesting. Or 2. What does this do? Vigilance. Pay 1, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more artifact cards, create a tapped Power Stone token, triggering once each turn. Absence on our Steel Seraph. It's good. No blocks. They have Vigilance hitting for 1. Does Urza land? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, they could very easily have counter magic. They could block the Apprentice, bounce Urza, kill the Apprentice, but that's not the end of the world for us. Blocking, then tapping, making a Power Stone. Drawing, discarding. Down to 13. Field wipe. Oh, you can smell it from here. Depopulate would give us a draw at least. The Might Stone, -5 on Urza. It's good. Tezzeret out. Clue becomes a 4/4. That's only on artifact spells.
I have no reservations about cutting down my opposition.
We hit for 7.
Meet your killer.
BEA, beautiful. And turn. I mean, if these weren't lands in hand, I'd feel a lot better. Because, again, they could field wipe us at any point. That's not great. And in Gonjo, which means they have something, or they'd be using that as removal. Yikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a farewell. They take creatures in graveyards, maybe. I doubt they wipe their own weak stone. They could Mishra kill Tezzeret. Always is, man. Always is. So just taking creatures. It's good play. Farewell wins games. If you've not seen our melting deck, check out. We're gonna draw here. We could toss the lands.
My next breakthrough is close.
Submit 2 artisan in-name artifacts. Patchwork in for 1. Thopter in on top of it with flash or 2. It's pretty smooth. Is it a second farewell? Sacrifices 3 creatures. We don't have the mana to play this after Sten is dead. Yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up. That was a good play. Let's keep drawing.
I need results. Keep working.
So we're gonna play Thopter with flash. Fast turn here. They're gonna take our Kruger. Not Freddy. No! Can this copy any artifact? Yes. They could literally copy their Portal of Phyrexia. That's the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. Bro, what does mine say? That is so sick. And it's with my card against me. Who hurt you? I think we have lethal, though, if they don't interact with us. Who knows what's in that hand? That's crazy, dude. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
My toys will
Should have played the land first in case it's a counter. Guess we get through. No way. No way. Literally no way. Yes! Woo! That was close. That was a good match. Krug with the Portal of Phyrexia is broken. I can confirm that just from seeing this. Oh my gosh. Going first, yeah, I mean, turn 2 Sten, turn 3 Steel, losing a lot of life. What's up with these out of card wastes? It's incredible. Tank 2. Oh my gosh. Artifact, please. Let's hit first. Try to play this. If it lands, we now have our Machine Over Matter activated, but they could just counter it. Yikes. Not a Phalan. Straight into your boy. I don't know how we just drew 3 wastes and no other lands. That's actually kind of ridiculous. I'm just gonna kill myself, I guess. I guess.
We need results. Keep working.
I would have liked to have kept both of those. We can play this Iron Apprentice for free, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's a thing, right? Obviously. Who's a dirty dog? It takes Sten, obviously. No, they draw. Drawing is good.
This is what real progress looks like.
Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Boop bop. That's a big hit, eh? It's all about the beeps and the boops and the bops. That's how I sequence my spells in my head. If you've ever wondered. Okay, gonna take the exile, gain some life.
Finally, I'm home.
What?
You're done.
I can practically taste success already.
We're so close to just killing them. Just still in good faith. I was like, why can't I, does this weak stone do more than, giving it credit for? Did I
Until
forget
next
to read?
time, then.
Why won't it let me target? We're gonna end turn, the flicker, right? You can pay 3 and resounce it. I like this cityscape leveler. Been looking at you, don't worry. Great.
Run away. You'll be safer. Gods, to me.
Don't have much.
Let your blade do the talking.
Hit for 2. Because we could flicker that back. Alright, we're still probably walking into field wipe. We can use the power stone on creature abilities, as long as it's not casting a non-artifact. If they don't have a wipe, we can go wide. Probably just do, though. They play Urza for 3, and then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if they play a land. So what we might be in meld territory here. Which I'm surprised to see this cityscape. Okay. Wandering Emperor.
Overconfident.
Making a blocker.
Just underwhelming. May your blade strike true.
Playing... Here's the attack. We're gonna kill our Urza. We do get a Power Stone. We'll pretend that that's worth any value to us at all. No blocks. Down to 4. Here's their Urza. Big draw, big draw, big draw. Not the draw we wanted.
Remember your training.
It's not good. You know, take our bow. Okay, they just hit for trample. We need to finish the game out though, and that's how we would have done it. Right? To block is not going to work because the cityscape just destroys things. Right? So any blocker like Machiko that we would have been like mitigating damage with would not have survived as such. Right? So you can kind of see how that goes. It's just a fantastic game of Magic. Oakley dokely. Opponent goes first, but the hand is cool. It's here. Oh, aggro though. I don't like going again. I want to be the aggro deck, you know? Okay. I mean, I'd rather that there than here. Of course. Can potentially block. Probably just die to removal. Another play with fire because the shuffler's fine. Anger. It's quite nice as well. Big hits, dude. Oh, nice. So automation out for 1. Apprentice for 0 to push up the automation. Hot shot will also push up the automation. No attack. End turn. We're going to bounce what I can only assume will be like a 10-10 double strike. With trample, if I'm being unclear. You know, Bailmore and all. Basically just need a Krug here to power up the team. Impulse is good. I mean, there's the prowess and all. Please, just 2 lands. Land. Aha! And then a lightning strike. Double block it. Give them the strike, I guess. Rid of all that damage. Relatively helpful. Let's say let's go for it. The prowess is when cast, though. They're probably going to get good value here, regardless. Let's casualty our Iron Apprentice. Push up the Patchwork. Counter the infantry with both copies of it. They may themselves have a counterspell. They'll pierce for 1, then pay 2 on the other. Oh, that's good. But, I mean, for 1 only. Here's some huge freaking life gain. Nice. 5 life. Let's go for it. 7 damage. Down to 7. We ourselves go up to 14. Another Swift Spear. Is this a spell? Is it more importantly a draw spell? It is. We have activations. Oh, and they get another. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage, dude. Stop. There's no way around this. So much damage. Bailmore, why are you doing this? Yes, just hit us in the chopskis, right? This is a lot of prowess. A lot of damage, Doogie. Still plenty lethal and close match, but the life gain just wasn't enough. Okily dokily. Having a lot of fun with the build. The Battlethopter has proven to be worthy. I think we could go to 2 copies of it. It's just like, it's really nice to throw things in with Flash. You know, even putting it in with Flash and then other things on top of it after, right? Which is, so say you have 5 mana, you play the Liberator, then you still have 2 mana, you know, to maybe play 2 Hotshots mechanics, or a Surge engine, you know? So that's really quite cool. I like it. We've got some other cards to talk about. Network Disruptor with Flash. You know, if we have more Urzas, I think the Disruptor's value increases because we're tapping their creatures, opening up our attack lane, right? The Sash to control their graveyard, obviously. You know, maybe a little bit more control, dropping a bit of our aggro feel with Touch the Spirit Realm to exile their goodies. The Autonomous Assembler, you know, 2 mana, 2/2. You can dump your extra mana into it to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not bad, you know, it's worth consideration. I don't think it's crazy good. The Limousine here kind of also has a little bit of extra control potentially as another artifact. More so than other things, the Platoon Dispenser. I think this is, you know, like I actually cut this from the deck to be more aggro, but I like this card a lot. For 5 mana, 4/6, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more other creatures, draw a card. We do. And then you can pay 4 to create a colorless soldier artifact creature token, and it has Unearth, which is pretty cool, right? So we definitely don't mind the Dispenser. The Crab is a counter. Of course, it's an artifact as well. It's whatever. The Spectrum Sentinel, you know, like I just wish we had more room, because I think that this is a fantastic card. The protection from multicolor is really good. A little bit of life gain is nice as well. Of course, the protection really good against any removal, but also really good because they can't block. If they have only multicolor cards in play, they're not going to be able to block the Sentinel, which is really good. Soul Partition, you know, a little bit of added removal to exile something. Same thing goes with additional copies of Make Disappear. Kyla's Command I found quite interesting to create a 2/2 colorless, and then you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and give it double strike. You know, that's like a lot of value for 3 mana, right? Really, really good, especially, you know, if they're not able to block that card, right? If it's a Surge engine that they can't block, if it's something with flying through the Seraph or something. So I really, really, really like Kyla's Command in the deck, but we just haven't found a way to add it yet. Urza's Command, same thing, you know, a really good value, doing a lot for us. It's a little bit more expensive, but again, if we're putting in more Battlethopters, taking it to a bit of a more mid-range build, this Command fits in there quite nicely. And then I guess I have another Dispenser because we cut it from the build already, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoying the Brothers War Early Access content. Thanks for including me, Wizards. Appreciate that. And yeah, check out some of our other content, of course. And if you're brand new to the game, you don't know where to start. You're like, oh, I can't really afford these decks. Check out our brand new playlist, the 2023 starter decks. All the decks you get for free in the game, upgraded for free using cards you already have to make them as competitive as possible, to get you on the road to success, farming and completing some new decks like this with those newfound resources of yours. So thank you again. Cheers. We'll see you soon in the next. Have a magical day and all.